Welcome to The Short Score, your weekly update of roping news from around the industry, where you can find the latest on the sport from the pro rodeo ranks to the jackpot world. I'm Taylor Vollen, and I'm your host. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Short Score. It's your host, Taylor. With $108,657.73 won on the year so far, Levi Lord has officially taken over the number one spot in the world standings on the healing side. Keep in mind that we're all still recovering and regrouping from the Procom hack that threw everything out of whack over the last couple of weeks, so it is possible that numbers might be a little bit less than they actually are. But nonetheless, we're still pumped for Levi, and we have him on today's episode of The Short Score to talk about how it feels to be leading the regular season at this point in the year. Number one, kind of tell me, I know it's probably a no-brainer, but just how you're feeling, because I can only imagine how exciting that's got to be at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool feeling, I guess. I've tried to kind of realize that it doesn't really matter too much except for a couple days out of the year, whether you're number one or not. Obviously, you'd like to win the regular season, so October 1st, and then obviously at the end of the year. But to be at number one at any point in the year obviously means you're having a good year and been winning a lot. So, you know, everybody ropes so good, and to get to that spot at some point in the year is pretty cool feeling. And I texted my mom and dad, and they were all pumped about it. And so it's nice to see your name up there, but definitely got to keep winning, you know, and because you won't be first for very long if you don't keep winning. So we're just going to try to keep doing what we've been doing and finish the season strong and then get ready for the finals.
Right. When did you realize that you had bumped up to number one?
Oh, I guess it kind of came at a weird time because it was when all the results and standings and stuff were down. So we were trying to figure out, you know, that's kind of our goal is to go in number one and try to win the regular season. So we're not really close to the end of the season yet, but we always try to kind of keep track of it. So we were trying to figure out what results people had coming in and how much money they had coming in. But I kind of knew kind of the middle of last week whenever Spanish and Ogden and that week was over, I thought that I had kind of won enough to get there. And then they finally updated it, and I guess I did. So I knew about middle of last week probably.
Gotcha. I know you said it's a goal for you and Dustin to win the regular season, you said?
Yeah, I think, I mean, just obviously on paper it means you won the most and had the best year, so you have the best chance of winning the world going into the finals, you know. But also it's just, I think it's kind of a prestigious thing for everybody. It means you roped really good all year, you know. It's a long season, everybody knows that, and it takes a lot to be able to win the regular season. So I've never done it. I think Dustin's done it once. So it's just a pretty cool accomplishment that we're trying to work towards. And like I said, everybody ropes so dang good. You know, we might not be number one by the time this even gets out or something, you know. So you got to just win as much as you can. But, yeah, it's definitely a goal to be up there at the end of the season.
Right. And I know that Dustin's not there yet, so how do I word this? Like, obviously that's a very important to you as both of you guys being up in that number one spot.
I mean, that's definitely important to me for sure. You know, it's a team sport, and I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am without him. So I owe a lot of this season to him, and we've worked good together, and he's a guy that I cheered for before he was on my team. You know, we've been good friends for so long, and so now that we're on the same team, and I just want to see him do good that much more, obviously, because now if he's doing good, I'm doing good. So yeah, it's I wouldn't want to be up there without him. So we're gonna do our best to try to finish strong and get us both up there.
Yeah, I bet that's got to be pretty exciting for him too. Kind of like, okay, we're on the right track. Like he's got to get up there still, but with you being up there right now.
Yeah, I think it probably just kind of adds to his fire wanting to get both of us up there, and that's definitely there for me too. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to do what we can to try to have both of us finish up there.
Right. I know there's still, like what you said, there's still a lot to the season. It's not over yet. But you guys have had, like you said, obviously, no brainer, have had a great year. I mean, you guys, high money earners over the fourth. I mean, you guys have been accomplishing a lot. Kind of tell me how that's been feeling too.
Yeah, it's been a great year. We talk about it all every week. Kind of how things are going, and so we had a pretty good winter, and then that just kind of spurred into being able to have a little bit of pressure taken off when you get out here. It's not like you're just behind the eight ball right away.
Yeah.
Roping, like having to make up a lot of ground or anything. So we had a good winter. Showed up to Reno, maybe in the top five, and then so that just makes it easier to go out there and do your job. And so then had a good fourth, and then after that, about the week after the fourth, I think we hit the kind of maybe the safe mark what everybody thinks is good to make the finals. So that's been relieving for both of us, knowing that we have that chance. We're for sure going to go, to Vegas and have the chance at the money and all that, because it's not, no matter how good everybody ropes, it's definitely not guaranteed when you start the year out. You still got to win 100,000 to make the NFL. Like, people might think it's just guaranteed for everybody, but because they rope so good, but it's nice to get to that number and actually have it made, know, and then just try to build off that. So it's been a good year. I think we've definitely left some money on the table too. I think we could be doing better. We've had a few, just kind of, I wouldn't even say mistakes. I think we've been roping good, but they've just been some fluke deals on both ends where I think we've had some big chances slip through our fingers. So we're going to try to cut those to a minimum. But other than that, it's been good.
This might be a silly question, but how do y'all manage to bounce back after that? Like, when you guys might get in a low spot or make some mistakes. I mean, I just can't imagine being on the road that long and bouncing back like y'all do.
Well, like, we know each other. We know we're doing our best. I know he's doing his best, and he knows I'm doing my best. So as long as we're doing that and both putting 100% into it, then that's all we can do. If that's not good enough, then I guess we'd have to figure something else out. But as long as you're doing your best and giving it 100%, as far as having the right horses and putting out the effort and getting entered and taking care of business and all that, the roping is just going to take care of itself. That's what we've worked our whole lives for, to get good enough roping. So
right.
I think we both have enough confidence in each other that if we're not catching or had a few slow radios that, I know he's going to back in there the next time and do his job, and I think he feels the same about me. So it's pretty easy when you have somebody like that where we've been working together the whole season. It's never been well, he's doing bad or I'm doing bad, or it's either the team's been doing bad or we've been doing good. So it makes it easier when you're working together to turn it around when it gets slow.
Oh, I bet. So I'm assuming, but correct me if I'm wrong, of course, is this the most you've had one at this point in the year before?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've only made the finals twice, and once was COVID year, so it only took, I think I finished with like 70 to make the finals, and then last year I think I went in 12th with about 94 or 92,000 or something. So I'm already about 20,000 past what I've had one before, and still have, August is a pretty big month in rodeo. So and then all the stuff at the end of the year with the tour finales and stuff. So still have a lot of chances left, and to have this much one, it's a real blessing, and just kind of financially for one, and then for two, just to have the peace of mind that you're going to go to the finals, like I said, and have a chance at that much more money. So it's been really good.
Yeah. So if you had to guess, what do you think were your biggest or most important wins this year so far?
I I think the one that pops out is obviously San Antonio. You know,
I figured.
Kind of the first big winter rodeo, and you know, Dustin's really good everywhere, but I think he really shines in those buildings and stuff. So to be able to, like, when I was back in there with him this winter, it's like, if I just do my job, we're going to have 60,000-70,000 by the time summertime rolls around. So to be able to win there and kind of take a little bit of weight off our shoulders, like I said, because we had such high expectations coming into it, to be able to win something like that. And then I, other than that, you know, I don't think there's been one singular win other than that, just because there's nothing else that pays quite like that, you know. But I think just the 4th of July as a whole was the other thing that just helped us, you know, another $25,000-$30,000 boost in the standings, and then just the confidence of making good runs and winning against all the best guys, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of what I figured you would say. But
yeah.
What do you think, too, kind of reflecting on years past, what do you think has made this year different from the others?
Oh, I think, I mean, I kind of might sound like a broken record, but just roping with Dustin, you know, has just helped me out tremendously. You know, our partnership seems to work good together. We've been best friends, and just his skill level, on top of whether you're strangers with him or friends with him, he would be easy to win with, you know. He turned so many steers, and then I've got 2 good horses. I've had Polly for about 3 years, and then I bought Birdie last year before the finals, and then so I've got the 2 horses that I want, that I feel like I can ride anywhere and be competitive. So just those 2 things, you know, the horsepower and the partner, I guess, if you ask anybody, that's the 2 most important things in team roping. And I've got, you know, one of the best partners, and I think, in my opinion anyways, two really good horses, and so that makes it pretty easy.
Right. So I know, like we've said 100 times, there's still plenty of time left in the season. How does that kind of make you feel, or like, what is kind of the game plan for the rest of the season, aside from the obvious, of course? But
yeah, no, I think it's just like, there's way too much time left to start worrying about, you know. Like, we're a long ways away from what it's going to take to win the regular season, you know. But it's not even really thinking about that. It's just trying to go and make a living, you know. Just have good weeks, put good weeks together, roping good, and yeah, I mean, it would be nice to get up there and win the regular season, and that's what we're working towards. But we know we're not even close to the number it's going to take to win it. So we just got to do our job, you know, keep roping good, and just hope we win enough. I don't know. And we could rope as good as we can and still not win it, because there's guys that, you know, Caleb and Junior and Tanner and Nelson, and they all have a lot of money won too, and obviously all rope good, and so it's definitely not going to be easy, but we're gonna try it on.